right. Good evening, people. So, this is Thursday night. Um, I just got done journaling, and I just want to get some things out. I want to serve as a token to help others. And so, what I'm going through right now, I feel like people need to hear this. Um, So I've been thinking a lot lately about barriers, right? And there's a great analogy with this. It's very powerful. I just want for you guys to literally just let this hit you and just logically say to yourself, does this apply to me? So the odds are is that you have heard me, you have watched me, you have seen me struggle. And this is why. Okay, I've hit a point to where I'm really good at talking to myself and thoroughly thinking through my problem and situation and finding an answer, something hopeful. And so what's been happening is I've been trading for 3.5 years now, and I'm still not, I would say, if anything, I'm break even. I'm about to change that in these next couple of months. So the New Year resolution has already started. This is more of like a new mindset resolution. So oftentimes whenever I get confused, right, and I feel lost, it's because I don't have any barriers, right? I tend to get confused or lost when I have no parameters or boundaries. I'm going to study very, very hard, and I'm going to show up every single day. Because I believe that consistency is success. Barriers and discipline equal freedom, right? So this is the analogy. And most of the time, if I just have a really healthy thought throughout the day when I'm at work, I like to jot it down. I like to illustrate it. I like to put it in my notes, come back and reflect on it. That is a healthy habit that has helped me very recently. I've started to journal probably for 3 weeks now. If not every night, then every other night. So, let me see here. All right. So no boundaries lead to confusion. It leads to this feeling that you are lost, right? So think of it like this in a backyard with a dog, right? I don't know why I just have a bunch of dog analogies. Like this right here, right? I'll put it in a Zen pouch. The only time that I put one in is whenever I come home after work, the job is done, and it is right by my computer. This is what I look forward to, and I love to come home and get on my computer and reward myself for doing so, right? I come home and I get on my computer an hour and a half to 2 hours every single night, and it's like I go to work and I see these, I don't want to call them Neanderthals, but just very low life people. These people who are they're 40, 50, 60 years old, still working in a warehouse. They don't apply themselves. They're overweight. They're depressed. They're on social media whenever they're around a bunch of people. They don't like to interact. That means they probably have no discipline, bad habits, at least, or broken family, whatever. So this analogy is, imagine a dog inside of a backyard, right? So let's say that this dog either jumps the fence or digs a hole under the fence, right? And So he runs wild. He has no barriers anymore because he's away from that fence. Goes and gets hit by a car. If he doesn't get hit by a car, he runs wild. He is lost. That is a lost dog. He can go get in a fight and go get hurt, whatever. And to apply this to me, it's like every time that I step out of my barriers, I step out of the plan, I tend to get lost. I tend to get very confused. Then I get frustrated. So what you have to do to not get confused is, this is how I'm about to reach like extreme profitability, and this is how you are going to reach consistency. You look at the charts, you look at price action, and you say, I'm only wanting to look, let's just say for today, I only want to see I want to see how the market expands. So I'm looking at expansion, looking at consolidation, or I'm looking at a reversal, right? Or a retracement. If you can say, I'm going to observe the market like this, and I learn how to trade during an expansion, during consolidation, during a retracement, whatever. That's how you will piece the market every single time. You will begin to consistently view it in that way only, and you will consistently follow the plan. I have consistently not followed the plan. That's why it has taken me so long. And that is about to change. That is about to change. So with these prop firms, right? I realize I have been doing the whole entire process wrong. I have not went in and seriously focused on the depth of my understanding for these markets. It's not the fact that I lack understanding, it's the fact that I don't follow what I've already understood, and I have failed to capitalize off of that. So these next 2 or 3 months, I'm going to use prop firms as my basically as a live account. For right now, I only want to risk 1 to 3 micros, whatever. I don't care about passing this challenge. I don't care about whatever. I care about following my system and staying within that system, and everything else will come, and that is a fact. Okay, so I'm going to take these next 2 weeks, and I'm not going to focus on trying to pass the challenge at all. You guys are going to see me getting up and live trading every day with some concepts that I should have been implying this whole time. It's not like a new strategy. It's just the way that it's literally parameters that I'm going to put on the charts to give me a blueprint. And if I realize that I step outside of that, which it's not going to happen, and that's all going to fall into internal discipline in the charts. External discipline, okay, this is another thing I wanted to talk about. So whenever I go to work, right, I love talking about the people who I work with because they are interesting people. The percentage of them that are non-disciplined is immaculate. It is broad people. And the reality is that's why they work in a warehouse. They have a warehouse mentality. They work check to check and they're comfortable. Bro, I feel like I'm having a midlife freaking crisis every single day. And it's just like, I absolutely hate it. I hate the fact I have to go and work at a job. I can get laid off. I don't like my bosses at all. They do not work harder than me. They do not, whatever, whatever the case may be. Whenever people started to call me lame, or whenever people started to call me a little bit different, a little bit weird, that's when I realized the way that I'm thinking, the way that I move, the things that I consistently do are working. And it's just like, I operate at a whole nother level of understanding than some of these people. And it's like, not trying to brag, it's just I see things differently. I've been given the opportunity to live in 2025 in America, in the state of Georgia. I'm able to have high access internet, and there is a place that I can go to every single night, and I can study on how to suck up liquidity from this market to where I can achieve my dream job. And essentially, it doesn't cost any money. There's so much free information on YouTube. There are mentors that you can get for very cheap, $50 to $100 a month, and people just don't capitalize on it. And it's just, man, I have just realized that I've been doing this whole thing wrong. Because what I was doing was I was coming home and back testing, and I had no barriers. I had no strict plan to follow by. That's why I would get out of order. I would think ahead of myself. I would think ahead of myself. And very recently, dude, call it weird, call it whatever you want. I found clarity in talking to myself out loud, on coaching myself of things I need to do, things I don't need to do, and following that. Watch what happens this year. This is going to be the craziest year of my life. This is where these things are going to be piecing together, because I have finally realized what I have to do. And there is so much clarity. Establish parameters and follow by that, and consistently show up every day, and it will come. So, yeah, I don't want to dive into what I've been looking at. Not yet. I still have a little bit of time, but in these next couple of days that I'm going to be live testing, it is going to be the clearest, cleanest way that I've ever started to look at the market, and I'm only going to abide by that. There's going to be no change, and it is going to be consistent profits. And I'm not focused on passing a challenge. I'm focused on consistently following my boundaries and parameters that I have established upon myself. That's all I wanted to say. So yeah. And I did just purchase another challenge because I blew it. I blew it because I was confused. Whatever. And just make sure that you're taking time out of your day to reflect. Like, dude, did I do something that I respect that is leading to the overall goal? At the end of the day, I want to come on here, analyze, follow my rules, press a button, make money, leave, go be free. Go to the gym, jiu-jitsu, golf, whatever it is. That is the ultimate goal here. And reality is, what are the things that you do that are unhealthy, that are dragging you away from that goal? Cancel it out and establish a new healthy habit and follow that, or you will eat shit. Yeah, so that's going to be the video. I hope you guys found value out of this. Trading is not that hard, bro. You just have to follow the plan. That's all it is. And establish parameters. Don't go outside of that. So yeah, I just wanted to get that off my mind. I found value from that. Hopefully you can too. Peace out. Bye.